Hello and welcome to Leadership and Neurodiversity. This is the February 1st, 2024 edition of the channel. This is a video for that day. It's going to be a little bit shorter and a little bit different because I'm going to be talking about the 10-year anniversary of my starting to work for Specialisterne as a third-party contractor with what was then called Towers Watson, what's happened in the last 10 years briefly, and we'll go from there. Talk a little bit about my future, what I think will be my future as well. So the agenda is a standard notice, and you know what that's going to be. The video plans for the first half of 2024, the 10-year anniversary, what does the future look like, and what do I plan for the next video? So Leadership and Neurodiversity is my own project, which will culminate in my dissertation defense at the Indiana Institute of Technology in what is expected to be late 2026 or early 2027. The opinions in these videos are my own and open to debate. I accept comments. If you have questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I am planning on creating bi-weekly videos in the first quarter of 2024 and monthly thereafter unless circumstances change. And there will be no attempts at monetization or SEO as I create these videos solely to improve my presentation skills. Any attempt to contact me regarding monetization, SEO, or any other attempt to sell a product or service will be blocked and deleted without response or consideration. Please don't waste your time or mine. So this is the plan for the first half of 2024. February, I'm planning on doing videos for the 1st, the 15th, and 29th. I do have ideas. March, there's a video and article during Neurodiversity Celebration Week, which will also be the debut of leadership at neurodiversity.com. So somewhere in that week, I will be debuting the website with an article and a link to the video as well. April, video an article released on April 2nd, which is Autism Appreciation Day, Autism Awareness Day, World Autism Awareness Day. I call it Autism Appreciation Day. Feel free to call it what you wish. And the 18th, which is the second video for Autism Appreciation Month. I take this very seriously. The April 2nd release is the big annual release for me. I've chosen the topic. I know what I'm going to be writing about. It's usually the longest and the most in-depth article I write all year. May, it's going to be May 2nd. That's what I'm thinking anyway, somewhere around there. And then June will be on June 6th. Now, to be honest with you, at that point, I am considering a hiatus for the summer. I probably will take a hiatus for the summer. We'll see what happens. So it's been 10 years since I started Specialisterne / Towers Watson. And I've told the story multiple times, but on February 2nd, 2014, I started working for Specialisterne at Towers Watson in White Plains, New York. I was a third-party contractor. I basically cleaned up data. It was actually a pretty easy job for me. Without going into any detail, I pretty much did very well on the job. I was very well respected. I was considered a leader among the team, and I think people understood where I was coming from and how I did the job, and I was well respected for it. So I was then hired as a marketing intern, and that's for lack of a better title. They didn't really know what else to call me in September 2014. So the project ended in August. Took a month. I interviewed the same day I found out the Specialisterne project was ending. And then I got hired for the marketing position. And I stayed there for 7.5 years, but I'm going to tell you the truth, the last 7 months, and probably more than that, really a year, had me tied in knots. I was looking for new opportunities. I was wrapping up the master's in data analytics. However, it wasn't coming from WTW Marketing Management. They weren't giving me anything. I was highly frustrated. I was really, really concerned about what was going to happen. I was interviewing left and right, and I give the marketing manager credit for this. They let me interview during the day. They knew at a certain point they knew that I was going to be leaving the firm. There was no way I would be staying under those conditions. So I got hired for a new job at the end of March 2022 and left the company on April 15th. There's a story behind what would have happened if it had gone another day, and literally less than 1 day, but that's not going to be for this video. I will discuss that in full detail when I write out the forward to my dissertation. It ties in well with why I am in a PhD program, but that's another issue. That's an issue for another time. So I worked for ProLink, healthcare staffing agency, for 5 months, and their needs changed. So I was let go because of restructuring, and then I was out for a couple months. I got hired by Stradley Ronan, which is a law firm, to be their CRM data steward. Been there since, and I like it. I really like what I'm doing, and the people I work with more or less get that. Not only am I autistic, I'm in a PhD program. Now, there are opportunities there. I like the management here in the firm, in my department in particular. They're really good people. They get it, and I will be staying for quite some time. I hope, anyway. You never know. So, oh, by the way, I'm almost halfway through the PhD program in terms of credits at Indiana Tech. Now, credits doesn't mean you're actually halfway through a program, because the qualifying paper and the dissertation take almost as much time as the classes. So the classes are interesting, and I use time management. I basically what you see is what you'll find is I work during the day. I'll shoot videos at a certain time of day. I do classwork. I do responses on certain days of the week. So it's really a good thing. I like where it's going. I'm doing well. I think the people at the program get where I'm coming from. And I think the real challenge is going to be coming up when I get to the qualifying paper, because it's going to be something that's never been researched before, or actually is going to be simultaneously researched with a young lady by the name of Nikita Williams, who I am a big fan of. And if you want to find out about what she's about, her master's thesis is online, and it's really good. So lots happened in 10 years, and my top five highlights are on the next slide. See if you notice something about them. There's something very interesting. So, number one is what I call the article. March of 2021, wrote an article for myself on LinkedIn discussing what I hope to see for neurodivergent people in 2021. Got picked up by a Canadian business journal, and it's still on the Canadian HR Reporter website. The link is there. It got worldwide attention thanks to publicity. So it was publicized on LinkedIn, and it got reactions from people from 6 out of the 7 continents. Sorry, penguins don't read, so Antarctica was out. So number 2 just happened last week. But on January 24th, I spoke to a group of Fordham students and guests about my life, my career, my research goals. It was really a good group, and I'm going to say this was better than I expected. And they had some great questions at the end. So I'm really happy with what I saw. Videos on YouTube. Go to the Leadership and Neurodiversity channel. You'll find it. Really good hour. I think it was a very good back and forth with the people at the end. Very, very smart group. I appreciate what happened. It was great. So third one's what I call the interview. And 2015, after World Autism Awareness Day, where the CEO of Towers Watson spoke in the United Nations about the Specialisterne project, I got interviewed by Inc.com, and it discussed my experiences with the program, and was combined with a gentleman named Torkel Sona, who founded Specialisterne. He's really a top-notch person, and that's on Slate.com now. The link is there. And then number 4 is the master's, and I've discussed this. I've wrapped up a master's in 2021, and it's my second master's. I had a master's in political science. I wrapped up the one in data analytics in 2021. It was a long haul, but the results was fantastic. And yeah, I completed the capstone, or the master's thesis, in 3 weeks start to finish, and that was while I was working full time. And funny thing is, I did the same thing. I finished the master's thesis for my political science program in 2013 in 3 weeks. So it was so for the data analytics program, I did a study on New York City students and their accepted rates into specialized high schools, meaning Stuyvesant, Bronx Science, Brooklyn Tech, Staten Island Tech, and really what I found was that people of color in low-income neighborhoods are pretty much out of the running by the time you even start third grade. And by the time we get to 8th grade, the number of people who get of color who get accepted into these schools are in single digits in some cases, in 1 or 2 cases, 0, which is really an insult, I think, to the school system. I think it takes away a lot of good students that otherwise that become discouraged and don't go for it. So I also added a comparison with New York City students' standardized scores and those of Washington, D.C., because the program was based in Maryland. It was online, so I chose to add that for the purposes of comparison. And as bad as New York City students' scores were, Washington, D.C. was even worse. And it was really, really heartbreaking to see that. So 5th one, PhD acceptance letter. So I was in Minnesota for my sister-in-law's funeral, and I accepted by Indiana Tech for the program, and I was thrilled to get in the program where I could study towards my goal of creating leadership development program for neurodivergent people. Something that's sorely needed, since many hiring initiatives don't even consider members in our community for promotion. It's something that I'll put it this way. If you've heard Lao Tzu's proverb or statement, give a man a fish and you'll feed him for a day. Teach him to fish and you'll feed him for a lifetime. The way neurodiversity hiring initiatives work in a lot of cases, it's like they're giving people fish and they're not teaching them how to fish. And unfortunately, after a while, the fish starts to stink if you hold on to it too long. Then what happens if you want to try different things? You want to eat beef or chicken, or if you're vegan or vegetarian, or maybe you want a pizza or something. And basically, the jobs that are on offer are typically in STEM, and I think it's time to change that. I think it's time to recognize the various talents that our community has, and that's one of the foundations of what I want to do. I want to teach corporations. Yes, we have a lot of capabilities. We're very, very qualified. So what did you notice about those 5? Well, only one of the 5 came about as a result of my work, which is the interview. Everything else was outside of work, although the article did get worldwide attention thanks to publicity by my company. So yeah. So at least that. So 1.5 maybe. Although the article really comes out of my own work. So what it means to me is that my work experiences haven't been worth remembering. Sorry, but that's the truth. And I admit that I miss some of the people I work with, but I don't miss the job. And to be fair, there are some people I don't miss at all. I'm glad I never have to see them again. So my reputation has been the calm one, the consummate professional, and the one who has the best professional attitude. And I've been told those 3 things by different people at different points. And I'm going to keep it that way because I'm not going to talk about the lowlights. And there are some, again, some of that's going to come out in the foreword to my dissertation. So let's talk about the future. Basically, I'm going to stay at Stradley Rowan for a while and continue my studies towards PhD. And I don't know for certain what I'll do when I get to PhD, but I'm definitely going to continue focusing on advocacy for neurodivergent people in the workplace. I think that's my life passion. It's something that I believe in. It's something that I'm going to keep pushing. So, question, can I go back home? Can I go back to the way things were? And I can't. Because the North American Marketing Department, WTW, appears to have been basically dismantled or eliminated in November 2022, restructured. The entire department lost their jobs, laid off. I'm happy to see, though, one person got a new job. She earned it, and she really stood out in the time I was there, and she earned the right to do so. And most of the people I worked with anyway had already left the department or left the company completely, so I can't go back to that, and I wouldn't want to. And meanwhile, there were mass layoffs earlier this month at ProLink. It was really surprising to see all this. The ProLink layoffs, I saw that one of my colleagues in my former department got laid off or said she was looking for a job, and I thought, I didn't think much of it. I thought maybe she was just left. And then all of a sudden, there's this flood of open to work banners on LinkedIn. I was really surprised to see it. It was shocking, to say the least. So let's sum it up. With apologies to Alvin Lee and the band 10 years after, I'm not going home. I've come too far to go back, and I wouldn't want to be in that position anyway. I like where I am. I like where I'm heading in short and long term, and I feel I've come too far to put me back to where I was in the fall of 2013. 2024, things are starting to pick up. 2025, things are going to really start picking up. 2026, I'm probably defending my dissertation. So it's really a good thing that, I'm beyond where I was. I can't see myself ever going back to that. I've earned that right. So thank you for watching this video. There's an article that accompanies this video that's on LinkedIn. It's pretty much going to have a little bit more in-depth information about the experiences I had. It's going to be the final article that's going to be originally posted on LinkedIn, because I'm moving the articles to leadershipandneurodiversity.com. That's opening up in mid-March. Now, I can be contacted through my LinkedIn profile. It's on the screen, but I'm only answering legitimate inquiries. Any attempt to contact me about monetization, marketing, SEO, or your alleged YouTube expertise will find you being deleted and blocked without response. And I've been contacted by some people who I'm sorry, I just delete you right away. I'm not even remotely interested. I mean, at this point, if I'm going to get if I'm going for monetization, I don't care if people pay me in Argentine pesos. All right, it's not about money. It's about getting my message across. That's more important to me. I'm not trying to market. All right, my market is set. I've got people who are interested. I'm cool where I am. And as far as your YouTube expertise, where's your channel with 10 million people, folks? I don't see that. So you're lying through your teeth. You're done. Don't waste my time or yours. And once again, thank you for watching the video.